Right, welcome guys. I'm gonna start in 2 seconds. Do me a favor and type in where you guys are tuning in from. Share my screen here. Fantastic. All right, so welcome. Before we even get started, I want to go over some things that if this is you, this webinar is not for you. This webinar is not for you if you're a lazy person, if you're looking for a get-rich-quick thing, if you want to have a boss, if you want to spam your social media, this is definitely not for you. If you want to be a hardcore salesperson, if you don't like helping others, and if you're not interested in owning an income-producing asset, this webinar is not for you, so you can check out right now. But if not, let's get started. So my name's Darren Burks. I'm 32 years old. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been one for the last 10 or so years, and I've been able to create my dream life. And by dream life, I'm not talking about houses on the hills and Lamborghinis like a lot of entrepreneurs online will be trying to sell you on. I'm talking about a life where I own my time. That's my dream life, because time is the most valuable asset to me. And it took me a while to learn that. You know, we always focus on money, but it's really the time that's important. That's the asset we can't get back. So I've been able to create a life where I don't have a boss. I don't use an alarm clock. I can go where I want. I don't have to ask somebody to take time off or to go to the bathroom or to be able to spend time with my family. I'll never miss my first kids' first steps or their first words because I'm at work. So that's my dream life. And I've been able to do that because I've been learning wealth principles. I've been studying successful people and also studying the trends in technology. So what I've found is what I'm about to show you right now, but the process has been a long, long process for me. So it started back when I was young. You know, I grew up with two blue-collar, hardworking, loving parents. My mother was a stay-at-home mom. She also was a justice of the peace, so she did little wedding ceremonies that we had in our little apartment. We never owned a house. My father was a union floor layer, worked super hard, and over the time, I've watched him work harder and harder, have less and less. I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that and have seen our family do that, or us ourselves have done that. Unfortunately, my mother passed away when I was 14 to cancer, and my father followed the same fate shortly after. In my early 20s, he passed away to cancer. And shortly after that, I found myself homeless because I had one source of income, which I had lost, and I had no backup. I didn't have a second source of income. I had no assets. And so I found myself in a real predicament. But it forced me to think outside the box. It forced me to take a different stand in life and do things a little differently. So as we've talked about, times have changed. You know, life has changed quite a bit over the years. So what we're looking at right now is, first, can be a retail store, a convenience store, any of it. We've all seen things like this. You have 10 cashiers. Back in the day, you had 10 lanes, 10 cashiers, humans saying hi, what's up, you know, bagging your groceries, saying goodbye, maybe even carrying your groceries out to your car. Then came self-checkouts. So that same store you would walk into with the same 10 lanes, but instead of 10 humans, there might be 8 self-checkouts and 2 humans. So what that is a form of technology replacing jobs, which this is happening, you know, and people debate that, which boggles my mind because we watch this happen every day. Those are less jobs that they have in retail. Now, Amazon merged with with Whole Foods. And so they created this company called Amazon Go. In the store, you walk through those little meters that you see on the picture in the bottom left-hand corner, your phone beeps. You grab an apple, you grab a magazine, whatever it is, and you walk straight out without ever talking to anybody. It's a fully autonomous store. Once you walk out, your phone beeps, and your Amazon account or your credit card gets charged through your phone. So that technology is going to run rampant through retail. Now, there's 8 million jobs in retail that will be lost to that technology alone. Now, that's just retail, but a lot of people are like, you know what, I'm not in retail and I have a job that no robot could replace. You know what? Maybe that's true for now, but it doesn't matter who you are, how many degrees you have, what career you have. It doesn't matter, because this will affect you one way or another. Because what happens when 8 million people that do lose their job, that can be replaced by technology, now need to find a new industry? Maybe your industry. What happens when more people go after the same job? wages go down. This is economics 101, right? So no matter what, this is going to affect you. And this isn't the first time that this has happened. If you pay attention to history, history is doomed to repeat itself. And so the Industrial Revolution did the same thing. A lot of farmers, a lot of manual laborers got replaced by machines. That was the Industrial Revolution. And the people that weren't prepared for it are the ones that had to go end up working for somebody else and ended up losing their businesses and losing their homes and stuff. But the people that were prepared for it capitalized on it and embraced the new technology and were ahead of the times. So when we get right into why this is so important to know, 37 to 53% of jobs will be lost to artificial intelligence by the year 2030. About 1.5 million, or 53.6% of bachelor degree holders under the age of 25 last year were jobless or underemployed. Now, I'm sure almost probably all of you on this call right now either are that person or know someone that has a degree, has a lot of student loan debt, and probably doesn't use the degree for what they're doing for work or income right now. That's a lot of people. And so right now, that's been the way that we've been doing things for the last 50 years. The last 100 years, last 200 years. Go to school, get a job, get a degree, go out and go work for somebody. But now we find ourselves in a place where you have a 50-50 shot if that's actually going to work out for you or not. So we have a lot of young people out there that have a ton of student loan debt. There's $1.5 trillion worth of student loan debt out there right now that will never be repaid. With the interest on that will never, ever be repaid. So I'm not against education whatsoever. Clearly, I'm huge with education. I'm huge with studying. But we need to find a backup at least, if not a different route. And so right now, 40% of people could not come up with $2,000 in case of emergency. And as far as retirement, if that's even feasible for some people, for a retiree to generate $40,000 a year after stopping work, he or she will need a savings of about $1.18 million. That's something that's out of the realm of possibility for most people. And that's because they find themselves on the left side of what they call the cash flow quadrant, which you see on the right side of your screen right now. 95% of people fall into this category. They're either an employee, they have a job, or they're self-employed, they own a business, which is really they own a job. If they're still working, they own a job. If you have something that depends on you being there to get paid, it's called linear income. And the problem with that is in order to get paid forever, you have to work forever. You're always starting at zero. And you're usually only getting paid off your own efforts alone, which is a dangerous, dangerous place to be. Now, 5% of people have found themselves in the business owner that owns a system that works for you, or an investor that has your money working for you. And so what I'm going to show people how to do is how to jump from the E or the S column over to the B and build an asset, build a system that is going to produce money so eventually they'll be able to go into the I column and have their money work for them. Now, the 95% of people, that doesn't necessarily mean you're broke, even though 73% of people live paycheck to paycheck. But doctors and lawyers and athletes, they all make a ton of money, but they still work off linear income. If they're not there, if they don't have clients or patients, or if they're not playing, they don't get paid. And the 5%, this also doesn't mean that you're rich. You can own an asset that pays your bills and make about $5,000-$6,000 a month and be in the B and the I group and have that financial freedom, but not be considered rich. So that's why it's feasible that I can show anybody how to jump over to the B column. Now, this is not about being a millionaire. Can you make 7 figures here? Absolutely. But most people won't. I'm very blunt. I'm not one of those people who are going to be like, hey, you're going to get a car. You're going to get a Lamborghini. You're going to get a mansion. That's usually not how it works. It takes a lot of great habits. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and consistency to be able to make 6, 7, 8 figures. And that's just not feasible for a lot of people, nor that might not be someone's goal. But I can show anybody how to have an asset working for them to at least take care of a lot of their expenses, a lot of their life expenses. So I'm going to get right into that. When I first looked at this business, I already built 2 other companies from the ground up, traditional businesses that was like my pride and joy. I spent $70,000 on my last company to get off the ground, which isn't even that much money. Like the average is like around $68,000, $58,000 in America to start a business. But my time, my energy, my love was devoted to this company. If for me to take even a tiny bit of attention off of that to look at something else, I needed to know that 3 things were in place. I needed to know the owners and the foundation of the business was solid. I needed to know the product and the market and the demand for the product was solid. And I needed to know, most importantly, that the business model or system was simple and something that was up to date with today's technology. So I'm going to go over those three things right now. First, the founders and the foundation of the business. The Hanson family and the Taylor family are the founders of our company, and they are together billion-dollar families that have built many different businesses. The Hanson family owns one of the largest privately owned petroleum companies in the Western Hemisphere, and the Taylor family owns one of the largest potato distribution plants in the Western Hemisphere. So together, they have never sold a business, never lost a business, never went public with a business. This company that they created that I'm going to go over right now is 100% debt-free. That means something to me because a lot of times when a company goes public, the focus shifts from the customers or the people that are working for the company more so towards the net profit that they can get the shareholders back. So we don't have investors. We don't have shareholders. We don't need them. You know, we're 100% debt-free. That was important to me. It's an international wellness company. So when I first saw that, I was like, you know, I started thinking of other companies like Beachbody and Herbalife and Isagenix and It Works and all these other companies. I'm like, you know what? That's not my thing. I don't like MLM. I don't like the direct sales. I don't like that hardcore spammy Facebook tactics. But what I found was this is something completely different. And I fell in love with it because they completely do everything the opposite of any of those other companies out there. We're in 60 plus countries around the world, and we started in 2007 in Idaho. 2008, the market crashed in the United States. They focused most of their efforts overseas. That's why we're in 64 countries. And we're already doing $250 million in sales. So what this tells me is we've been in business for 11 years. We've stood the test of time. We're doing $250 million in annual sales. This means that there's demand for our product, but we're still at less than 1% market penetration in America. That is incredible to me. That is like the unicorn of business, is finding something that you know works. Like imagine going back and going back in the day and being like, you know what? Let's get involved with Uber before Uber became a big thing. You know, that's having inside information. You know, even just having a conversation about Uber about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people would call us lunatics. If we sat down and were like, hey, let's create the largest cab company in the world, but like, let's not have any cabs. Like that concept is mind blowing, but it works. So we're getting inside information here right now. And so that's the foundation. Now the product itself, I love because it's not a fitness product. It's not a protein powder. It's not a weight loss product. It's a wellness product that is going to put the right nutrients in your body in a simple and effective way, in a quick way that anybody needs. We all need this because all of us are nutritionally depleted because we're not getting the right food and nutrition in our bodies. So it's called the Triangle of Health. Now this webinar is not about the product, so you can find all the information about who sent you here about the product, but I'll quickly go over it. The Triangle of Health is made up of 3 products that work synergistically together: the Sunrise, Sunset, and Nitro. It's from 22 superfoods all around the world, wild fish, and some of the most potent vitamins and minerals and antioxidants that you can find in the world that are all combined together that work synergistically. And now we're not making medical claims, but what this does is what you can read on the bottom of your screen now. It helps with increased energy, reduces inflammation, supports pain management, increases sexual function. But the biggest thing is you don't have to change your eating habits. So what this tells me is it's quick and simple. So the pouch on the left, you rip it, you sip it, you take it in the morning. The capsules of the Sunset, you take 3 capsules at night, and the Nitro is a drop, you take a couple drops throughout the day. This is something that is not impeding someone's normal lifestyle. When someone goes on a diet thing or a protein powder thing or shakes or whatever it is, they might do it for a little while, but then they'll stop. They'll eventually stop. Either they get the results they want and they stop, or it just becomes a pain in the butt and they stop. And so from a business standpoint, that's not good retention. That's not a good business model. This product, we have children all the way up to senior citizens that are taking this product. And for me personally, my testimony is it helped my fibromyalgia, it helped with my migraines, and it helped with my sleep. And so I'll be on this product forever. And so that's customer retention. Also last year, we released the anti-aging skincare system, which increases cell turnover by 92%, which uses some of the main ingredients from the nutritional side of it. So again, get back to who invited you here about the products, but the products was a main thing, and this is something that we have a demand for in the United States because we understand that we are nutritionally bankrupt here. And so many people are just confused and don't understand. They look for things that say organic, when organic just means it's not sprayed with pesticides. You know, this is wild. Wild is even better because it means untouched by man. So this is a huge, huge product line. Now, this is the system and the business model that I was talking about. And this is how simple it is. We all understand referrals, right? Give me a head nod. Awesome. So we all understand referrals, and referrals are something we do every day. You know, we do this all day long. Usually we don't get paid for it. Usually we're referring our friend to our hair salon, or referring a friend or a family member to a restaurant that we ate at that we liked. But we don't get paid for it. With this, you can actually monetize and get paid for just making referrals. That's it. So as far as getting customers, you're just going to refer people that are looking for health to the products. And how you do that is what you see on the left side of your screen. You're going to share samples. So when you become a business partner with us, you're going to get samples. And you're going to hand those samples to people. You're just going to say, hey, try this. We're going to let the product speak for itself. You're not going to try to sell them on it. You're not going to try to convince them of anything. If they're looking for some kind of solution or some kind of preventative, holistic product, this is what we have. And so we're going to hand it to them and let them try it. 86.7% of people that try this will come back and buy it from you when they buy it right from your website, which is your first and last name.kind.com. So when they do that, you're going to get a commission. Now, it's a money back guarantee. So if they buy it and they don't like it, they return it, no muss, no fuss. So we're not jeopardizing anybody's money. If this doesn't work for somebody, we're not going to take their money. That's it. You know, we're not here to just take people's money. We're here to be a solution to someone's problem. So once they buy it, you're going to get a commission, but every time after that they buy it, you will also get a commission. So you introduce the product to them one time by giving them a sample or using the 30-day money-back guarantee, and every time they buy it afterwards, you're going to get paid. That's called residual income. That's getting paid over and over and over for doing something one time. Now you can take it a step further, and you can refer the company. So our company does not spend billions of dollars on marketing, on advertising. We don't pay celebrities to endorse our products. What we have all that money as surplus, and we pay people for making referrals to the business. And how I explain this is like, imagine if you worked at a coffee shop and you went to work tomorrow morning, and the owner of the coffee shop said, I want to sell more coffee, but in order to do so, I need more people, and I'm not going to spend money on aggravating advertisement or commercials that people don't watch. So if you can refer people that want to make some extra money with us and help build this company, everything they bring to the table, I'll give you a matching percentage of, because we have the money to do that, because we're saving money on advertisement. And so that's the system. And so how you do this is, as you see on the right side of your screen, we have tools like YouTube videos, webinars like this that you're on right now that run around the clock. We have an app. We have different systems and little pieces of information that you can share with somebody to see if they're interested. So you're going to pick a tool. You're going to send that tool to someone that's looking to make some extra money, which we all have people that are looking to make extra money. Remember, 73% of people live paycheck to paycheck right now. So you're going to copy and paste a link or something to them, let them watch a little information, short video. If they come back to you looking for more information, what you do at that point is you connect them with somebody like myself that can answer more questions and knows more about the business. So essentially, all you're doing is being the middleman. All you're doing is checking out if someone's interested by sharing a little bit of information. If they are, you pass them on to someone that has more information. If they're not, we don't bother them. We're not here to convince people. We're not here to chase people. We have the thing of value. We have the ones that have all the success that shows that what we're doing is working. So we're not chasing anybody. But what that does is it allows anybody to do this. You don't have to have skill. You don't have to have experience. You don't have to be a salesman. You don't have to jeopardize your integrity or spam your Facebook. All you're doing is simply sharing some information and making a connection to somebody else. And that's it. And so when you do that, you not only do you get paid the percentage of the commission, but they get paid and the company's making money, so everybody's happy. That's a beautiful system. It works much better than the corporate world and how that works, because your employers don't care how much they're paying you. They want to pay you as little as possible, to get as much work out of you as possible. With this, we want to help each other make as much money as possible, because if I help you make money, that means I make money. It worked great. So that's how I've been able to create a business. My personal organization has over almost 1,000 business partners in it. So I didn't do that personally. I just introduced a handful of people to the business by copy and pasting some links, and then it took on word of mouth. And because I made that first introduction, everything that happens therefore after now benefits me. So every time 1,000 people get paid, I get paid. That's how in 16 weeks using the system, I was able to create a 6-figure income for myself. That's residual and leveraged. So that means whether I'm spending time with my family or I'm working, I'm still getting paid. And that's working smarter than harder. So I like to talk about assets and liabilities, because liabilities, these are recurring bills, the residual bills, I like to call them. They come back every month, you know. These are your mortgage, your rents, your car payment, your electrical bill, Comcast, whatever it might be. Most of the time, your bill collectors aren't going to call. Comcast isn't going to call you and say, hey, did you work today or this week? No, you don't have the, okay, I'm not going to send the bill because you don't have the money. They're going to send the bill no matter what. So if you're going to have bills that come in, whether you make money or not, don't you think it's smart that if you have an asset that pays you, whether you work or not? That's what an asset is. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A lot of people get confused and think a house is an asset. If it is something that you're paying, if you're paying a mortgage, it's not an asset. That's a liability. It's taking money out of your pocket. If you have an investment property, yes, that's an asset. But you're usually spending a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, to get that asset that's paying you back a couple $1,000s a month. Now, in order to be considered financially free, all you have to do is have enough assets to offset your liabilities. So your liabilities, say you have $3,000 worth of bills a month. If we can show you how to build an asset that helps you make about $3,000 worth of income a month from an asset that's going to be residual and leveraged, no matter if you work or not, you're still going to have your bills covered. That's called financially free. So you don't have to be a billionaire to do that. That's actually relatively simple to do. And these are the ranks, and this is where people really truly don't understand residual income. So Garnet is the first rank in the business. First level, first promotion. This is making a couple referrals to the product and maybe a couple referrals to the business. And you're getting $74 extra a month on average, right? So in order to get that kind of residual income from something like interest from a bank account, right? You would need to have $20,000 in a bank collecting a 5% interest rate. Now, a lot of you are like, 5% interest rate, that's really hard to find. Yes, it is really hard to find. And so isn't saving up $20,000 for a lot of people. So do you think it's easy to make a couple referrals using your smartphone to a product or a business plan and making an extra $75 a month, or saving up $20,000 and finding a 5% interest rate? This is where you work smarter than harder. Jade, average of $300 a month. That's a couple more referrals. You're making now $300 on average a month. Pearl, average $659 a month. I like to stop at Pearl for a quick second because I became a realtor back in 2007. Market crash, so that wasn't a great time to become a realtor. But I watched a lot of people lose their houses because they couldn't come up with an extra $500 a month. And you think $500, $600, $700 a month isn't that much money. Well, it is when you're already working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and you have no more time to trade for money. It is when you're a single parent and you're spending $30,000 a year in daycare to try to make 45 and have a net profit of 15. $500, $600, $800 could be make or break. So if I can show somebody how to use a system from their phone and be able to spend time with their family and not spend time away from their family and still make that extra $600, $700, $800 a month on average, that's something that's powerful to me. You know, and I can show anybody how to do that, especially this next rank, which is important because this is the level where I can show anybody how to knock off their 2 biggest liabilities. Most people's 2 biggest expenses a month is where they live and what they drive. And so at Sapphire, the average income is $1,500. That's usually most of someone's rent or someone's mortgage. And then you also get a dream car qualification. So you get $1,000 down payment plus $500 a month they pay you towards your car payment, and you go get a new car. So that is beautiful, because at that rank, you're taking care of someone's two biggest liabilities. Now, I'm going to ask two questions that I want you to answer to yourself. Right now in your life, what do you have going on that a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you're no longer going to have to pay what you live, where you live, or what you drive? Second question is, what would your life look like a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, if you didn't have to pay where you live or what you drive? Where could that extra money go? How much less stress would you have? Could you take time off of work to spend time with family? Could you pick up less shifts? Could you have an extra family vacation? Could you put more money in a college fund? Think about what that extra money could do for your life. That's usually just a big breathing room sigh of relief for people, because a lot of people end up with a lot more a month at the end of their money, and that's a problem for a lot of people. So I can show anybody how to hit these rates as long as they give me effort. This is not a sign and drive thing. This is, you have to put in effort, but I mean, you're working from a phone. You're using a system. You're working smarter than harder. Now, these next rates, I talk about the lower money because that's what's more reasonable and feasible for people, and I like to be realistic. But if you're somebody that has high hopes and dreams, that has good habits, that has drive, has always wanted to make a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure income, you can certainly do it here, especially a lot more here than you can anywhere else. And so this is like next rank of the business is Ruby. That's an extra $3,500 a month. Emerald, that's where I cracked the 6-figure income in 16 weeks, $7,400 extra a month on average. Diamond, extra $14,000 a month, all the way up. And I really took this business seriously and the system seriously because I saw a friend of mine that was from Texas that wasn't doing so hot when I knew him. He was an extremely hardworking person, had great habits, but he never could find the right channel to put his effort in. And so all of a sudden I saw him go from getting his car repoed to hitting the rank of Purple Diamond in 12 months and making between $50,000 and $100,000 a month. This was somebody I knew personally. He was around my age in his early 30s. And I was like, whoa, all right, well, there's something here. And you know what? More and more people are understanding the power of the connection age and how much money there is out there. Right now, there's a 16-year-old kid somewhere that's selling sneakers on Instagram that's making more money than their parents. Right now, there's a 12-year-old that has a YouTube channel that has cartoons or sings or whatever and is making more money than her parents because of how many views she gets and how YouTube's paying for the ads to be put on that YouTube channel because of the viewer count. This is how our economy is working right now. There is billions and billions of dollars to be had utilizing the virtual space and the internet and the connection age. So now, last couple things. The loyalty bonus. So this is awesome because a lot of people are going to have trouble retiring. There's a lot of people that we know or see at grocery stores that are very in the more mature years of their life, and they're still working. And you're like, why are they still working? And they weren't. They retired 10 years ago, but they had to go back to work because they outlived their retirement. What they retired on 10 years ago with inflation doesn't cut it anymore. And so this is another wave of retirement. For every $100 in volume that goes through your organization, you get $1 put aside for you from the company. It's $1 from the company, and it compounds by 10% each year. 10% compounded interest. That is truly amazing, and it pays out at the age of 60. You just have to be active in the company for 5 years in good standing, and then it starts paying out. So that's another wave of retirement assets that you can have to make sure that you aren't one of those people that have to go back to work after you've already retired. Now, on the right side, this is our charity program, which is attached to what we do. Caring Hands is where we feed hungry kids and people in third world countries and disaster areas. 2016, we fed 1 million people. 2017, we fed 1 million people. Just when Hurricane Harvey and Irma happened, we sent 280,000 meals within 3 days down there to help them. This is something that you can collect for the company. It's elective. You don't have to do it. But I grew up right on the poverty level. So anytime I have a chance to give back is a chance I want to take advantage of. Now, the reason why I'm going quick through this, the reason why the person that invited you here was so adamant on having you watch this as soon as possible is because timing is everything in business. And we know this, right? And so this is what a breakdown of a business. The formulation phase is the first couple of years in the business. Usually startups in this phase die. 99% of companies die in their first 3 years. Then comes the concentration phase if they make it out of the formulation phase. That's 5, 6, 7 years down the road. They may be making some money. They may be in the green, but they have a lot of things to figure out. They're trying to find that right balance of a system that's going to work perfectly with enough social proof. That's when comes a point called critical mass. This is where social proof matches a proven system, and then so companies like Uber, Amazon, Airbnb, all these companies were around for a while before they went viral. And it's because it takes a certain amount of social proof, a certain amount of people that know about it, matched with a proven system, matched with it, all the kinks are worked out for it to take off. But when those two things come together, it's a very short amount of time and it explodes. That's where we are right now. We're 11 years into the business. We have a proven system. We're utilizing technology. We have the best app in the business that helps you run the system, and it's just going to explode. And then momentum comes. Momentum can last for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. That's what goes into $1 billion business and beyond, and then long-term stable growth. So I am the kind of person that would rather join a $250 million business and help them become $1 billion business, because that's where the growth, that's where the money is. If you invest in Facebook right now, you're not going to make that much money. If you invested in Facebook 13 years ago, you'd make a ton of money. So that's where we find ourselves, is this is the time to take an opportunity and run with it. This is the beautiful thing about what the system is. This isn't a $70,000 business. This isn't a $500,000 real estate investment. This isn't something that you have to spend $10,000 on the right stocks. You can own a system that creates an asset for you for less money than it usually costs a student for the first semester of college books. Seriously. And so like all of these packages combined cost less than my domain name for my other company. You know what I mean? So the premium pack is $12.99. It comes with about $2,000 worth of samples that you get to hand out from both product lines, skincare and nutritional. The Builder Pack's $5.99, comes with about $850 worth of product that you can hand out. The more product that you can just hand out, the better off, the faster you can run your business. And you get to pick either the skincare or the nutritional. And then the Business Pack, $3.99, comes with about $450 worth of samples. You get to pick skincare or nutritional. All the packages come with the distribution rights to the business and the system to be able to run the system in all 64 countries. It comes with a storefront, a website already designed for you, hosted, a back office, a complete reporting system that is going to make sure you know everything that's going on in your business without you doing a damn thing. And so this comes also with mentorship, customer service, and rep support. Everything is done for you. This is like buying into a McDonald's system. Queen Elizabeth owns a McDonald's. She probably doesn't eat there, but she owns one because it's a great asset and system to buy, right? But you need at least $1.5 million in liquid assets to even can be considered to buy a McDonald's. This is not $1.5 million. So you can be in business for $1,000 or less and have a system that's going to be building an asset for you. Last slide. 3 kinds of people. Customer, maybe you want to try the product. We have a money-back guarantee. I've never understood why somebody wouldn't want to try this. Why you wouldn't want to put the right fuel in your body. I have a Maserati, and if I ask people to say, hey, what kind of gas would you put in it? A lot of people would say, premium, of course, premium. Why aren't you putting premium fuel in your body? This is premium fuel in a nice, fast, safe, efficient way with whole food that you're going to be able to feel great, prevent bad things from happening, because you're going to pay for your health at one point or another. You're either going to pay for it now and prevent it, or you're going to pay for it later, and that costs a lot more later. Trust me. Down the line, if you let a lot of things go, it's going to be costing you a lot more. Or maybe B, maybe you love the system. Maybe you do need an asset. Maybe you are one of the people in the 73% that live paycheck to paycheck. Or maybe you are already an investor and a successful business owner and you want to collect another asset. But maybe you're in a problem where you tight on money right now. You know, even the most successful people sometimes tight on money because they have money tied up in things. But if this is you, if $1,000 or less is stopping you from taking advantage of an opportunity, whatever you're doing right now is not working. And I'm being blunt, and I still love you guys. I hope you guys don't take that personally, but seriously, if you're 18 or older and you don't have $1,000 of disposable income or $600 of disposable income that you can invest in yourself, then whatever you're doing is not working, because I'm sure not one of you on this call right now just started working yesterday. I'm sure you've all been working years and years and years and years. And if you don't have that set aside, then whatever you're doing is not working. Let's do something to change it. Or maybe maybe you're all in. Maybe you're like, I see the system. I want to be one of the first. Let's go. Let's make this happen. Awesome. That's why I've been successful in life. Not because of my education, because I don't have an education. Not because of where I came from, because I didn't come from a great place. Not because of where I was set up in life. It was all because I said yes when a lot of people say someday. Most people say someday. Someday is not on the calendar. I've never found a calendar that has someday on it. Hesitation is a thief of all success. And I learned this by watching my father. My father was a Marine Corps vet, Vietnam. He went to war, came back, joined the Union. High wages, high benefits back in the day was the way to go. As time went on, the wages and benefits didn't rise as much as inflation did. And so he had to work longer and longer to have less and less. My mother passed away when I was 14. He was hopelessly in love with my mother, didn't want to remarry. And so when I graduated high school 4 years later, he wanted to buy an RV and travel the country and retire and be able to see the country he actually fought for and spend some time doing him. Unfortunately, by the time I graduated, he still didn't have the money put aside. I still saw that pamphlet sitting on his nightstand. Then life came up, you know. He thought if he just kept working hard, he'd eventually have that money put aside, but he didn't. And then I saw that pamphlet sit there every single day, day after day, year after year, until the day I had to throw it away. That was the day my dad died. He never got to take that trip. Never got to do anything. And I promise you, it wasn't because of lack of effort or lack of being a good person. And that's the biggest lies that we tell ourselves and tell the people that we love, that as long as you work super hard and as long as you're a good person, everything will work out. Why do we say this when we know it's not true? Because if that was true, some of the hardest working single moms with 4 kids would be living the best life. Some of the hardest working laborers and physical labor and manual labor jobs would be living the best lives. How many people do we know that are great people that work super hard, they just don't have a good life, that have it really rough? It's because you can work hard, as hard as you want. You can be as an angel and a sweetheart and care about others. But if you're not in the right vehicle, in the right position, with the right guidance, you're not going to make it. And a lot of times people figure this out way too late. And that was what my dad did. So I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to take advantage of things now. I'm not going to try to say, hopefully it works out and just leave it up to fate. I'm going to take advantage of opportunities right now, because people's 2 biggest regrets in life is not spending more time with their family and not traveling. It's deathbed confessions, usually the biggest 2 regrets. And then that all stems back to how they make their income and what kind of employment they have. So I'm trying, if you watch this webinar and you just start thinking a little differently, then it's been a success. If you want to use this system with us, get back to who invited you here, and we can show you how to get started and how you can own your own system and work with us, and we can show you how to do what we did. But I'm going to have some people that come on and give you their short testimony. But thank you. My name is Darren Burks. I appreciate you guys joining my webinar. Talk to you soon.